On this episode, we are joined by the girls to talk about Universal Orlando's Halloween Horror Nights 31. Today is September 13th, 2022, and this is episode 495 of the Main Street Magic Podcast.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts, Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Main Street Magic. I'm your host, Jeremy Stein, and as always, I'm joined by my lovely wife, Rhonda.
Hey, guys.
But we are also joined by our lovely daughters, Kailyn and Lacie.
Hi.
Hello.
So make sure you check us out on the web at mainstmagic.com, as well as follow on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at mainstmagic. If you've not done so already, head out to Facebook and search for the Main Street Magic community and ask to join. Then if you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, you'll get brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. If you did not get your desired restaurant 60 days out from your trip, do not worry, do not fret. Mouse Dining is going to remove that frustration of missing those dining reservations, and they're going to alert you when they spot availability for your desired restaurant, date, meal, and time. If you visit msmfriends.com, you can go ahead and use their free service. And then finally, if you're getting ready to plan your next Disney or Universal vacation, looking to go on a cruise, or pretty much travel anywhere else in the world, head to mainstmagictravel.com and fill out a form for a free quote. Our travel services are completely free to you. So we're going to talk all about Halloween Horror Nights 31. Very important that we had the girls with us because we want to get a perspective from, enjoying this from all ages. So real quick, for anybody that has maybe not heard you guys on the show, Kailyn, how old are you now?
14.
You had to think about it for a second. Lacie, how old are you?
12.
12 and 14. So.
And then Jeremy, how old are you tomorrow when this comes out?
43.
Happy birthday.
Thank you very, very much.
Tomorrow isn't his birthday?
When this comes out?
Yes, when it comes
on
out.
Tuesday.
We're in the future right now.
Yep.
Because,
bet.
Yeah, we're recording on Sunday. It comes out on Tuesday. My birthday's on Wednesday. So super excited for all of that. But let's first talk real quick about Halloween Horror Nights in general. So this is select nights. It's going to be September 2nd to October 31st. We are specifically talking about the Orlando one. They
Yes.
do have this out in Hollywood as well. The event starts at 6:30, closes at 2 a.m. on all event nights.
Ooh-wee.
So these are most nights of the week. Basically, you can go out, look at the calendar. You're going to have tickets on off nights, more like Thursdays and Sundays. You're going to start around $74 a person plus tax. And then you're going to go up on more of like the Fridays and Saturdays. Mm-hmm. They're going to go all the way up to almost about $95 or so per person. Talk about Express Pass first, Rhonda, and kind of what we choose to do each year.
Well, also...
And I wonder if this changes moving forward.
Well, also, if you have a... Premier Pass like we do, we actually get a free ticket, so we don't have to worry about paying for one of those single night tickets, which is really incredible. And I would love if Disney would kind of do something like that. I love it.
Well, if you're talking, go back on that. If you're talking about going, the four of us, on a Friday night that we did, we went on September 9th, just a couple days ago, and I mean, you're tapping out at over $400 for the four of us.
100%.
That's still cheaper than Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, and we'll make some comparisons at one point, but I agree with you completely. Can you imagine if they said, all right, Incredipass holders, you get one party ticket a year.
Absolutely.
And you could pick
be
between just say Halloween or Christmas, or when they bring back an after hours event or something like that. Even if they were like dessert party or, you just get one with your Incredipass would be incredible. So it is one of the big reasons that we got Premiere in the first place. There's many other reasons why, but Universal knows how to treat its pass holders.
Yes,
we'll just
they
say
do.
that. Okay,
yes,
continue.
They do. And then you can get a Halloween Horror Night Express Pass, and it does start from $119.99 plus tax. I did buy Kailyn, our oldest daughter, one, and tax all in, it was like $138. I always round up, so I just usually think that it was $140.
Yeah. And this is going to give you, much like a standard express pass in a sense during the day, this is going to give you access to use it one time at each of the houses.
Yes.
And give you that front of line access.
And there was 10 houses this year, and she loves all this stuff, don't you?
Yes.
So, of course, I got it for her because I want her to see everything. This year, actually, Lacie loved it all.
Yeah.
And Lacie, are you wanting a fast express?
Do you think we're doing? I think we're doing
Yes.
express pass for the family of 4 next year. I hate to say it.
Yes, please.
I mean, it's more than the ticket to the event,
Yeah.
but
And it does not matter. I know we've talked before about staying on the Legacy Hotel properties. If you're staying there, it doesn't matter for Halloween Horror Nights.
No.
Now, you'll still get your express pass during the day.
correct.
But you will not get one for Halloween Horror Nights. You do have to buy it separately.
So where did we stay
well,
for this trip?
we
'Cause
actually...
I think staying on property for transportation is 1,000% key.
100%.
And I didn't know that we were going to get a chance to because we did not book the hotel until very recently.
Yeah.
Just for whatever reasons.
And somehow I got it through, I guess I went through Kayak, and it gives you whatever, and I got it through Snap Travel.
Yeah.
And we stayed at Dockside,
Surfside
Inn and Suites. You've got Dockside on the other side, and we just stayed in a normal, 4-room or 4-bed, 4 sleeping.
4
room.
people, 2 beds.
Yeah,
Your
that's
math
what I mean.
was off. Yeah, we didn't do the 2-bedroom suite. We were originally looking at that, so we could have our buddy Steve and his son stay with us. But by the time we went to book, and I'll say, we were actually looking at a family suite at Cabana Bay.
I just heard to say we were looking at Cabana Bay.
And overnight, I should have booked it that night. I wish I had. I just couldn't. And I went to look at booking it the next day or so, and they had jacked the rates up like 40 to 50 a night. And so, yeah, you ended up getting through Snap Travel, paid about $162 all in. I do think it's super important to stay on property for this event because if you're out till 2 a.m.,
it is super
that
nice.
transportation is key.
It is. Just, we left earlier, and it was just so nice for me and Tina and Lacie and Cassidy to just get on the bus, and it was,
Connor.
and Connor went too. It was super easy and just a quick ride down the road, and we were back at our hotel, and that was nice.
And what's huge, and not everybody's going to take advantage of it, but after you've been out all night from, basically 6 p.m. to 2 a.m., they're actually leaving their food courts open until 3 a.m.
Yeah.
So if you get back and you're like, man, I went hard, I didn't stop and eat, I didn't stop and, get some water, whatever, you are going to have a food court open, so you can go ahead and pound a burger at 2:30 in the morning, just to get a little something. So
I will say, I'm pretty sure it's a bit limited though, because we left at 1, and there were 1 cheese pizza left and maybe 3 pepperoni pizzas left.
Yes. Yeah, I believe you're right about it being so
it.
limited.
Yeah.
Which is
They're
fine.
I ain't cooking no more at 3 a.m.
No, why should they? So there are some additional things that you can do. There are some RIP tours. There is actually a Stay and Scream bonus for $35 a person that you can get in earlier if you were not. We're able to go in. We went in whenever we wanted, and we went over about 4 or so for the Stay and Scream area because you're able to park out and just be in a holding tank, I'll say, or holding area, prior to starting the first houses. So before we get into the houses, I just kind of want to talk food throughout the night first. So I kind of have this section. We'll do food, we'll talk scare zones, we'll talk houses, we'll get everybody's opinion, and we'll go from there. Let's start first, Rhonda, with the food stand near Finnegan's Bar and Grill. And what did we have there on separate occasions, actually?
Well, we actually had the pepperoni pizza skulls for $7.49 each. And I actually got 2 because I didn't think Jeremy had one at this point, but he did. So it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a pepperoni pizza skull. It's encased in a skull dough, and then pizza is inside.
Yeah.
And it sounds as good as it is. It's
so
amazing.
good.
It's so good.
It's sitting in a bowl of marinara.
It was. Yes, it was.
And it's just soup. I forget, Kailyn, did you take a bite of mine?
No, it did not.
You did not. That's
And
when
then
you were not
you
feeling
didn't
well at
take
that moment.
Well, yeah, I
didn't take a bite
also
of mine either,
don't think
right?
I wanted it. That personally, it doesn't really sound too enjoyable to me. But yeah, I also
It's
was not feeling the
pizza.
best.
It's just in a different
Pepperoni.
form.
It's
oh yeah,
almost-
she doesn't like.
Oh.
But you like pepperoni. You don't like pepperoni
Not on my
with your
pizza.
pizza.
No.
You're such a strange
What?
individual,
She's
and
a
I
silly
love
girl.
it. Same thing. You like a hamburger,
Yes.
and you like cheese.
Yes.
You do not like a cheeseburger.
Absolutely not.
I just find that so fascinating. And
Weird
you
texture.
one time tried to call me out, and this is completely different. You were much younger, and I was like,
Is
Kailyn,
it the
you
ice
like,
cream and
yeah.
yeah.
You're like, you like ice cream, right? And I'm like, yeah. And you said, do you like broccoli? And I was like, yeah. And you said, do you like broccoli ice cream? And I'm like, well, that's not the same.
Well, in a
Those
way
don't
it
go
is.
together.
Well, for some people, cheese and
burger. Anyway,
doesn't.
This, I think it's super delicious. We have both our friend Claire across the street, and we just found out down around the corner, Ashley, they have the pizza skull trays, and you can actually purchase these on Amazon, whatever. Buy them. Oh, Lacie just gave me a look like, why do we not own such a thing? Maybe we get a shape. Let's get like a shape of a Christmas tree. Let's do Christmas ones or something.
Yes.
But yeah, you like just get Pillsbury crescent dough, press it in there, fill it with whatever toppings you like for a pizza, top it off, bake them off. They're really, really good. From there, I got the souvenir refillable cup of the pumpkin ginger snap punch.
Do you remember what was in that?
It is. I mean, it's literally it's
like
pumpkin,
pumpkin
it's
puree.
ginger. It's got a pumpkin puree. It's like a cold pumpkin pie in a cup.
Okay.
It was really, really good. Now again, we're here in September, which we've always said is the hottest month in all of Florida.
It was not that hot.
It was not that bad that night because we had rain and stuff blow through.
Especially if I was wearing leggings and a jacket.
Yeah. Yeah, you did not do bad with that. So this is super delicious. You can get a souvenir cup for $15.49. These are the Blinky cups. You can just buy a straight up 12-ounce one if you want for $11.49. But if you buy that souvenir cup, then all refills, and this is a 16-ounce cup, are going to be $11.49. So if you're having multiple, then this is a good deal. I only had the one, but I just wanted the cup. So I really, really enjoyed this. Next, I think, was the most interesting booth. And they make these dishes look and sound gross and spooky and scary. And they truly are themed. I think they put some labels and titles in these dishes that could turn people off. Like there was 100%. A dish that was called like Rat's Tails.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So next was meats. And what did we have here, Rhonda? Which I loved both of these dishes.
So good. So we had the fried zombie brains for $8.99. It's fried cauliflower florets, tossed in spicy
gochujang sauce.
I'm like, what is
that? It's that Korean,
okay.
that sweet and spicy Korean sauce, real sticky.
Garnished with toasted sesames and scallions, and it looked like zombie brains.
Yeah,
it was super good. Did you try it, Kailyn?
No.
Did you see the other dishes? Did you walk up and see the dishes?
I didn't really see the dishes, but it looked like there were a lot of gummy looking meats.
They had Rice Krispie treats that were
I kind of wanted
like
that.
Meat. And it looked like brains or guts or whatever because they were like food colored with red, and it literally had the saran wrap packaging and a label like you would go to a supermarket and buy like ground beef.
I didn't know that was Rice Krispie.
Yeah. Oh. Then what else did we get there? Or Tina ordered that we tried.
Got this spicy fried chicken offals for $9.99. And this is crispy fried chicken, thigh pieces, peanuts, crunchy chili, toasted sesames, scallions, and the spicy sauce is the same on the fried zombie brains. And both of it was fantastic.
I love these dishes so very much. I would get these again and again. Like most of these booths don't open until the Halloween party at night, basically. I wish you could go during the day. Like I would stop on our next trip down when we go down at the end for DizCon. I would stop in if these were for sale and get these two again and share them.
Lacie, did you try any? Because I know you're starting to like spicy.
No, but I know Connor got a gummy heart, and I didn't.
From the tribute store?
No, from the stand.
Oh, okay.
The meats?
Yeah.
Oh.
And all I know is that I didn't try it, but I don't know what flavor of gummy it was, but it comes with a sour, like, basically sugar on the side to dip the heart in.
Oh, cool.
I tried it. It was very, very cherry, and it was really good. But Connor did say that it was also very sour.
Okay.
When he dipped it.
Nice.
Is this like the gummy hearts in the past at the tribute store where they were beating on display?
Yeah, it was. And
it was really cool.
It was doing the same thing.
Yep.
So you look at it and it looks like a heart beating. They put whatever under, I don't know if they're just doing like air pressure or whatever,
air
or some sort of vibration, but it's super cool. So there was a point where Kailyn and I got separated from the group, and I will say this: I think that going to Halloween Horror Nights with a group is key.
Yes.
Like, I think our family of 4 would have a blast. But I also think that it is made so much more fun when you have a big group.
100%.
You got to be careful of your group size because it is... I will describe the night The same thing last year. It was just hectic. You know,
do
you agree?
Yes, it is very easy to get lost or separated.
Yes. And that's what happened. And you and I got separated and lost for a little bit. And so you weren't feeling your best at the moment. You needed some time to rest. And so we ended up outside of the Freestyle Coke place near Men in Black. Mm-hmm. And I was like, all right, they got this good guy burger, Chucky. I was like, I have to hunt this down. So I roll over, which, by the way, a huge life-saving shout-out to Kingdom Strollers, who was able to get me last-minute availability for a ECV. I've been having an awful arthritis flare-up in my right foot. There is zero chance I could have gone without some sort of ECV or wheelchair. And I was so super thankful that I was able to reach out to them. And literally at 5:30 that morning when we were leaving, I was like, there's no availability on your website. Is there anything, we can do? Do you have some in stock? And they were like, just fill out the form. Here we go. So I could not have made it through. So I go ahead and I drive on over to the Chucky area that's right there outside of Diagon Alley, right? And they've got all the setups and you get the photo ops. And I'm like, this has to be where the place is. Nope. So then I roll around to another place. Not there, not there, not there. So finally, this is actually a food stand near the Springfield entrance. As you're coming from, where the Born Spectacular and the makeup show and all are.
Okay. That
entrance right there. And so this is the Good Guy Burger for $10.99. Earlier in the day, I was like, we're going to get this, and we're going to cut it into 8-10 pieces, however many people we have. Everybody's going to take a bite. We're going to video it, and we're going to watch everybody's reaction say, this thing is disgusting. That was my thought process.
Okay.
But it's just Kailyn and I, so I go ahead and order it. This is a beef burger. Crispy pork belly. So far, okay. Cheddar cheese sauce, all right, normal. Pickled jalapenos, I'm on board. With a donut bun topped with red icing and fruity cereal. Basically Fruit Loops.
So weird.
So I get it. It comes in a clamshell container, like a fast food container.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And on the top is a Chucky sticker, Good Guys Burger and Chucky on it. And you open it up and it looks like just a donut burger mess, and it looks like blood is splattered everywhere. Like they took the time to actually splatter the red icing on top of the clamshell thing inside as well. I'm like, all right, we'll go ahead and do this. So Kailyn videos me to take a bite, and I take a bite, and then I ended up eating the entire thing because it was absolutely delicious.
Wow.
It was.
I never got a bite.
It was such a wonderful balance of the sweet and savory. Like, I'd never done a donut burger before. I know that's a thing, and fried chicken sandwiches with donuts and all. I'd never done one like that. I mean, I've done chocolate covered bacon, which is the ultimate sweet and savory.
Right.
This was so good. The burger was actually really, really good. It was kind of a standard theme park burger, but delicious. Lots of jalapenos on there. The cheese sauce. You got a crunch from the cereal that balanced out that actual glazed donut. I would literally get it again.
Oh my goodness.
We should make it.
I loved it. Maybe we should. Maybe that should be our next Anyone Can Cook.
Okay.
Is that we actually
I'll
recreate
help.
from Universal. Would you try this, Lacie?
I would if you made it.
Okay. All right. Let's look at maybe doing that.
What kind of donuts were they?
It's like a glazed donut.
Just a Krispy Kreme?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty
donut.
standard if you just went to to Dunkin', Crispy, whatever. I think if you got a pretty standard glazed donut, it's a good glazed donut.
Okay.
I absolutely loved it.
Well, good.
Nice.
Before we start getting to the really, really scary stuff, they do have a nighttime show on the Lagoon that I'm sorry we missed. Mm-hmm. It is a ghoulish, a Halloween tale. It says on a Halloween night, a ghost story becomes reality as you go beyond the grave in a spectacularly spooky show on Universal Studios Lagoon. I am sad we missed it. We will try and catch the Lagoon show next year. But Kailyn,
Yes.
what did we catch? Because your mom met up with us.
Yeah.
And then the three of us went.
Mm-hmm.
While everybody else was riding the Mummy.
Yes.
And we went to see this nighttime show.
Yes, we went and watched Halloween Nightmare Fuel Wildfire.
Yeah.
And I think it was incredible. Absolutely amazing.
So I'm going to say, and I want to know your guys' thought, no disrespect to Festival of the Lion King, which is the best live show at Disney
Not
property.
anymore. Oh, well. Okay.
Now, if you go outside Disney, this makes
yeah.
Festival of the
This
Lion
is
King look like a
incredible.
little, you know what.
Well, just because there was a lot of pyro techniques
It
going
was
on,
so cool.
and aerial performances, and
Booty shaking.
There was magic.
and booties.
Yeah, a lot of booties.
Yeah.
There was of course all the women.
Well, I mean, the men are scantily clad as well.
Yeah, but still.
Okay, age limits for people that are listening, because I mean, this would have been, Lacie would have been fine at this.
Yeah.
But I know, for example, okay, Kailyn and Ashley are going, and they're taking Arizona, who's 7. Would you say to them,
I don't know,
check this out? I mean, we were talking to them about it yesterday. It's nothing worse. As far as outfits go, it's not like it's anything different from going to the pool.
Yeah, you're
and
right.
seeing men in,
if anything, they were more
suit
clothed.
and women in bikinis. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the
It's all
actual
leather
dancing,
and all.
Yeah.
is much more provocative, right?
Yes.
I'd say it really just depends on your kids.
Yeah.
What's it called? Like intelligence level on that kind of thing. If they're mature about it, then like,
Yeah.
but it really just depends on the kid.
Yeah.
I feel like.
No, I agree
personally.
with that. Like, your kid.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. It's one of those things where I'm not sure if it's an age restriction or if it's a maturity restriction.
That
You know
makes
what I
sense.
mean?
Yes,
Yeah.
it does.
Like for rated R movies.
For sure.
I feel like that's also.
Well, that's technically an age restriction, but I understand
Yeah,
where you're coming from.
but-
That a parent can take an under 17 child
Right.
to a rated R movie,
Yeah.
because they know what that child can handle,
Exactly.
and I'll agree with you there. The pyro was unbelievable.
The
The
dancing was
acrobatics,
incredible.
What about the magic?
The magic
Talk
was
about
so
this.
cool.
Yeah,
I tried. Okay, so we got seats in the very corner, very bottom.
it was the ADA accessible
Yeah.
seating, because they didn't want me coming in on an ECV
Yeah.
climbing up a bunch of stairs. I would have gladly hobbled up the
Yeah.
stairs for a better seat, because we were low and
Yeah.
way off to the side.
Yeah, I will say though, not only did I like, if we did decide to hobble up, there was like no room to
Yeah.
get a
Yeah.
better seat, but also the show was still incredible from the side.
So
Yes, it was.
Anyways, we were literally watching the show from the side, and I was trying to see the like what they did, and personally, I could not see. Like
We'll talk
I
about
didn't
what the
know what
magic
happened.
trick was, basically.
So, okay, I feel like that I'm pretty sure this has also been shown on America's Got Talent, but basically what they do is they take a bed, someone sleeps in the bed, someone puts some covers over them, and then a new person comes out,
Yeah,
or
like
they disappear,
that.
or someone shows up. And it was incredible.
It was so good.
Absolutely insane.
I loved this show
It was really cool.
so
Yeah.
much. The
I enjoyed
music,
it too.
the music and everything was so good. I mean, this is really.
People were in the air, like,
oh, I know. Like,
and some people were in the air, not even like attached to anything. Like there was
Yeah.
the one, it was literally like 2 like what's it called, like a bungee type rope, and she was just hanging on to that.
Yeah.
Like she wasn't strapped on or anything. She was just it was
hanging
crazy.
around?
Yeah.
yeah, these
And she's super
these
high
team
up.
members and all are so super talented.
Mm-hmm.
Just the way all the, and especially when you think of all the pyro,
Yeah.
like, I mean, there's at any moment you miss your step and you're going
Yeah.
to catch on fire. Like
100%.
And there was stage pyro, there was flipping, there was like personal pyro. Like I don't even know how to explain it all. I love this show. Go look it up on YouTube. I'm sure there's a
It's
bunch
incredible.
of like videos out there. I kind of want to sit and watch it. I want to show Lacie and see what she thinks.
I know
Yeah.
it was,
That would
and
be
there.
good.
I mean, there were girls doing flips and heels. It was
Yeah.
literally insane.
so much fun. I'm glad we
Fire was
experienced that.
everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It was so cool.
Well, let's move on to the scare zones. So
All
this
right.
year we had 5 scare zones. Overall, let's start with Lacie. If we want to talk about individual ones, we can. But what was your overall impression of the scare zones?
It wasn't that scary this year. I feel like, I don't know. It's just, it says scary. It's just like not. I don't know how to really explain it, but like, it's just not as overwhelming.
Yeah. What were we saying when we were talking about them? That
Me and you, didn't we say something about how they weren't as prominent as
they
last year?
seemed unforgettable to me this year.
Yeah.
Did you feel the same way, Rhonda? Like, I literally can only pick one out in my head,
Yeah.
which was the one where, I don't know which one it is, we were walking through, it might have been Graveyard Deadly Unrest, maybe?
Well,
Or
yeah.
Conjure the Dark. I'm not even sure which one it was. It was the one where they had all, like, the trees
Yeah.
and stuff,
Mhm.
and, like, these weird, creatures were coming out of them. I don't
yeah.
really remember any of the
I
other...
can remember 3 specifically.
Okay.
Which was the one in front of Mummy, which was very big, I will say.
Yeah.
The one you're talking about, the forest one.
Yeah.
And the other one that's in front of the car one.
Fast and the Furious.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah,
And then also there were like a lot of chainsaw people spread throughout the
yeah,
entire.
they
Yeah.
were. Even outside of scare zones.
Yeah, they never.
They were just everywhere.
Yeah, they never, like, I'd see them in one place and I thought that was just where they were, but then later I wouldn't see them there and I'd see them in another place.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, so the 5 we have the Horrors of Halloween, which includes the Pumpkin Lord, which I remember that dude.
Him.
He was really cool up there.
Yeah,
It's almost like it's like if Ursula and a deadly pumpkin merged, right?
I'm gonna be honest. I would not say that was a scare zone.
It was though. That was the main entrance as you came in.
I didn't even know that.
We had Scarecrow, Cursed Soil, Sweet Revenge, Graveyard, Deadly Unrest, and then Conjure the Dark.
Yeah, the only one I remember all of them. Or most of them. The one that I most remember is Sweet Revenge.
Okay.
And that one, it was weird because it was like a bunch of like different things. Like there was like this Dracula person.
I do remember that. Yeah, it was a lot of different creatures.
Mm-hmm. And then there was like this mayor. And then like...
That's the one that's over closer to the entrance to Springfield and all.
That's in front of Mummy.
Oh, that was the one in front of Mummy?
There was like a mayor with a
that's how I
weird
feel
face.
like
the Mummy one had so many different things.
Yeah, and then there was this...
You're right.
And then there was this like fat guy handing out like...
Yeah.
Probably like poisonous candy or
So
something.
what did you think overall, Rhonda?
It was fine. It was fine. They were creepy and like they were...
I got a picture with one.
Yeah, that's what I did. I felt like this year it was creepy. It wasn't scary.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
No, I get what you mean.
I was walking through some of them, actually just taking pictures.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think they do such a good job still of, and we talked about this last year with Lacie specifically, because you were just like, whatever, I'm 12 now. I'm not 11 anymore. I'm not scared of any of this stuff. I'm just going to go through houses and scare zones like a boss, which I was super proud of. But I think they do a really good job, the scare actors, of looking at people's faces and reactions and knowing whether they should mess with them or not.
No,
I didn't feel messed with being on an ECV. Like, I don't know if it was something in my face or the fact that I was in an ECV that they, like, nobody really, which I appreciate because I don't want to be scared.
No,
personally.
I specifically remember when I was feeling very bad and had to like rush to a quieter place, I did not get scared once.
Yeah, like they saw
any
it in
other
your face.
time they would like try and scare me.
Yeah.
But the one time I didn't feel good, they did not.
Yeah.
Which I noticed.
Last year, the thing that I was just really scared last year, and like I was holding on to Steve and everything during the scare zones, and I remember a scare actor came up to me and like gave me a high five.
Yeah. That was amazing.
Sweet.
I remember that. That was in the one where it was like the alien invasion, whatever one, and they had all those masks, and I remember them walking up slowly to you, and they could see it in your face and putting their hand out like, it's cool. Like that was really awesome.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I will say, because I've seen different comments in a thread earlier on in a Facebook group, is the scare actors are there to mess with you. You don't mess back.
Oh, I get that. I hate the people.
Don't touch them.
Yeah.
What happened?
I just saw a thread earlier where there was, I guess somebody was with their mom, and the mom went to like basically try and scare a scare actor back, and I guess one of the like lead team members came over and like ripped her a new one, and it was just so it's one of those things you just and I understand it's different from a reaction though. It's different if someone
you're right.
you have a reaction that they can tell you can't help it. But if you're purposely like trying to do something back or touch them or being like, hey, let me put my arm around you and get a selfie, like just be cool about it. Do we want to try and work through the houses in the order that we kind of did them, or do we just want to go to... Okay, let's do that then. So let's talk first about the Stay and Scream area. I know that we can get through the first 3 houses in order. After that,
I do. I know all them.
Blurry in general.
Okay.
So which Stay and Scream area did we end up doing, Rhonda?
Well, it was right by Finnegan's.
Yeah.
And so we were wanting to do, because we didn't have any express passes.
Right.
So we wanted to make sure we did, I guess it's called the Blum House, which had the black phone house on it.
And Freaky.
And
with Vince Vaughn.
Mm-hmm. So I wanted to do that because of Lacie.
Yep.
And I kind of watched the black phone when I was doing their hair, and I was like, all right, I get this. I want to see it.
Favorite movie?
We started talking to a few team members because we're like, all right, we need to get our bearings. We need to figure out what's going on. So awesome guy Kevin was like, why don't you stay over here? Because if you and what was that first house?
Halloween.
Basically, Halloween. You enter Halloween, you exit it, and you enter Blumhouse almost immediately. Like they're pretty much right next to each other.
Yeah.
So that was Kevin's recommendation. Was like, look, Kevin, Like basically, like you want to knock out 2 houses before almost things open because they were going to open Halloween at 5:30.
And I just heard say he said that they were going to open Halloween at 5:30, which that's an hour before it actually starts.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess because Halloween was their biggest like house where it was getting crazy upwards of hours waiting. So that's what we did. That was cool. What'd y'all think about the Halloween house?
I loved it. I will say, because it was the first one, I don't think I could really like I don't remember it that vividly, but the parts I do remember were awesome.
It was incredible. I
It
think
was crazy. At the end when there's
it's my favorite house of the night as far as overall. I'll talk about my favorite visual house later, but yeah, the end, spoiler alert.
For all of them.
Yeah, go 30 seconds ahead or something if you need to right now. The ending of the Halloween house was unbelievable. It is a mirror maze with dozens of Michael Myers, and you don't know which ones are going to move and which ones
way to go either.
Yeah. And let me rewind a little bit to say, so being in an ECV, I was a little concerned with, they obviously have to have these ADA compliant. And I was a little concerned, though, with how I was going to get through them. Was an ECV going to be allowed? They are not. They will transfer you to an old school wheelchair, which in my personal opinion is a horrific idea because that is 100 times harder to navigate than an ECV, at least for me.
Right.
So through Halloween, Rob was like, well, I'll push you. And I'm like, okay. I immediately apologized to every single human being's ankles in front of me because he was clipping people left and right.
No, he was.
Then we're running into walls. It's dark. So in the first house though, which was super cool, is a security guard actually led us. Did you notice? Did you see that?
What?
So a security guard walked in front of us through the whole house, and he basically held his phone down with just the regular lit phone face, not a flashlight or anything, so that we could see a light in front of us, or it might have been a walkie-talkie or something. And he basically led us through. But by the time we're getting to the end, I was like, you know what, Rob? Let me just maneuver this thing. And I got my bearings real quick on, having the 2 wheels and knowing how to turn and whatever. Mm-hmm. But it is very hard to get through. I feel like there's a sense, and it's not coming from the team members. I think it's just your general mind and with how hectic things are. Do you feel like you need to move through these briskly and quickly? Or did you feel like you had time to wait? Like, I feel like you're going through them kind of quick.
I think so because you don't want to be scared.
Yeah, I get scared and then I run.
Yeah. So I think maybe that's it.
Lacie, what did you think?
Yeah, how did you feel about going through it, and what did you think of Mike Myers and all? And there's dead bodies in the corner. That
it was so cool.
Scene.
Oh, that was so cool.
Crazy.
So I hated it just because it was my first house, and I forgot that it wasn't real. And when Michael Myers came out, I almost started crying because I thought he was gonna come and chase me and kill me.
Oh.
But
great parents of the year over here.
Oops.
But
sorry,
luckily
kid.
Tina protected me and all for that one.
Did you guys, and this can move forward with all the houses, did you feel, I didn't feel like they were jump scares. I think I said yesterday, I felt like they were more like jump appears.
Yeah.
I kind of get that. For me, a lot of them were, yes, very jump scares. But you're right. Some of them kind of just appeared, and you could look at them.
I feel like you can tell when it's coming. You can see an empty
100%.
spot or a doorway, and you know it's coming out.
Yeah.
What did we find out? Apparently, I don't have any sort of scare tactics myself where I scream. What is it? I had no idea that this is what I do. What did I end up doing every time that somebody would appear in front of me?
We were in a house. I was right behind you in 2 houses specifically, and every time you'd get scared, you'd go, "Oh, hey, how are you?" And you'd talk to them.
Yeah.
You'd ask them how they were. You'd say, "What's your name?" or something. You'd
hey,
talk to them.
Yeah, that's what I ended up doing.
Oh my goodness.
I don't think you caught me doing it. It was funny. I didn't know I do it, but every time you'd come out like Mike Myers would come out in front of you, I'd be like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" It was so weird. Instead of me being like, "Ah," or scared, it was this weirdly calm feeling. But again, I think it came from knowing where they were coming from.
Yeah.
Sometimes you could all of a sudden turn and you would see what looked like a dark hallway or area, and you're like, something's coming out of there.
Yeah.
So I felt prepared, which I'm very thankful for. I didn't want to be in there peeing my pants or anything. So I thought that was great. So we came out of Halloween, and then that's when we entered
The Blumhouse.
Yes.
Blumhouse.
Not the Bloomhouse.
Blumhouse. And Blumhouse
Sorry.
is a production company.
I didn't
Yes,
know.
one of
Yes.
my favorites.
Okay, so Freaky was, I don't think I realized what was represented in here.
Me
I knew
neither.
Black Phone was going to be at the
I
end.
I didn't really.
I thought it was going to be a bunch of different Blumhouse things. So like I thought it'd be like each room might be a different production, something
Okay.
like that. But instead, there were 2 different houses, and they both felt like full houses. I'm
Yeah,
gonna be
they really
honest.
did.
Like it wasn't like 2 super short ones, but one of them was Freaky, and the other was the Black Phone. And so this was my favorite house in terms of, I'm pretty sure, storytelling.
Okay.
Story.
Me
Yeah.
too.
That makes sense.
Because watching the houses or watching the movies, I've always kind of thought, like, I literally thought, would it be like to be in the Black Phone, like to be in that situation?
Yeah.
And being in the houses, you can, like, you're literally just walking around like the set.
Yeah.
Almost. It's so
was
cool.
cool.
Because he's
Like-
this Ethan Hawke, right?
Yes,
He's the one
Ethan
who's
Hawke.
like
He's the
stealing
killer,
kids
the
and
grabber.
locking them in a room.
Yep.
And there's a black phone in it. And they,
It's
like, I
this
really don't
whole-
know much about it.
It's this whole tactic, but it's...
There's black phones everywhere, and I tried to answer one, but it
Oh my
was
goodness.
stuck to the wall.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
that's probably
could not.
that would have been cool though. What if you answered it and Ethan Hawke was like on the other end? Like what would
No,
he say?
Ethan Hawke was never on the other end. See, I
Oh.
saw the movie.
Okay.
It was the spirits.
Yeah,
that he
it was the
already
spirits
killed.
that he had killed.
And the phone was never plugged in.
Yeah, the phone was off the wall, and only, I'm pretty sure, Ethan Hawke, or the grabber, and Mason Thames, who was Finney, could hear.
Huh?
No, all of them could hear it.
No, I think it
No,
was specific.
no, all of them could hear it. Like everybody could hear it. It's just that Finney heard the spirits because he's special.
And wasn't one of the actors was in the parks the day before or something?
Yes.
No,
oh my
no,
God.
no.
What do
that
you mean,
was
no?
that was Hollywood.
Oh, he was out in Hollywood doing it. Okay. All right.
Okay.
It was
that makes
actually
sense.
Miguel and Mason.
Oh, okay.
Robin.
I would have wanted to see Miguel.
Miguel from Cobra Kai?
No.
Oh.
Miguel,
I'm
Robin-
so out of touch.
Robin Arlano from The Black Phone.
Okay. All right. So I, not knowing anything about any of this, I thought, and you were talking about this earlier, I think, to some friends or something, or yesterday. It was interesting because, like Kailyn said, it's almost 2 houses in one. You left, and I
Yeah,
thought
it
it
was
was
crazy
done.
cool.
And
Yeah.
then you entered a black phone house.
Yeah, it was cool.
And not knowing anything about it, I agree with you. Like, I felt a story
Yes.
as I walked through, even though I didn't know anything. And that mask and all thing,
It was
that's
so cool.
really cool. That's super
Yep.
creepy.
That's, yeah,
Ethan
that's-
Hawke is like the new creep
the
guy.
grabber.
I mean, after Moon Knight,
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh, he's so good.
He's awesome. Yeah, no.
So from there, we ended up with our third house, which, and honestly, this is
We
it even
actually
still
met-
6:30?
We actually met up with Tony.
Yes,
It was
that's right.
not. It wasn't.
so-
When we got out, it was 7.
Oh, okay.
And
a Blumhouse?
we met at-
No,
Second-
out
oh,
of
Bugs.
Bugs.
Okay, well, go ahead with
We,
Tony.
we
Tony.
met with Tony, and she hadn't done that, so we were like, "Do you want to do it again?"
Because
So we
it was a walk on.
Yeah,
we just
went
walked through
right
the queue.
back through the Blumhouse
Yeah, Blumhouse.
again,
And
and
it- yeah,
then we moved.
At this
on.
point, it's literally like 6:15 to 6:30. We've already done 2 houses. You've done one of them twice. I chose not to do that one again. And then we went over to the Bugs Eaten Alive. Now, this one to me is going to be an interesting one to talk about because if this was called Snakes Eaten Alive, I'm not stepping foot in it. But there are a lot of people that hate bugs. They don't
Yes.
like roaches and stuff.
It wasn't even that bad.
That's what I'm saying. One of
was
the
very
biggest questions I've already
underwhelming.
seen is, if I hate spiders and roaches and stuff, can I do this house or am I going to be super creeped out? What do y'all think?
You're not gonna be unless you can't stand the bug noise. If you
That's
can't,
a really good
stand
point.
The bug
Yeah.
noise, because that's all I
Yeah.
remember. Like,
Yeah.
really
you're right.
more the noises of bugs than
And-
actual.
People screaming because
Yeah.
a lot of the scare actors were like supposed to be.
Like bugs, right?
No, a lot of the scare actors were supposed to be people that are getting their house infested by bugs.
Yeah. Yes, so it's supposed to be a 1950s home of the future that basically gets infested with these bugs and hordes of many-legged terrors descend upon you and your scream squad. I enjoyed it. I'm probably glad there weren't more bugs, but I think I was
Yeah.
surprised at how there weren't more bugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very okay. So if you had a phobia, like a 100% phobia, you cannot stand them. I don't think I'd recommend it. But I mean, I hate cockroaches. You know, they disgust me, make me want to like gag and stuff. But I specifically remember looking up and looking around one of the rooms, and it was whatever. Like, it didn't
Well, maybe
scare
I'm wrong,
me.
or maybe I don't
They
remember the
aren't
house
moving.
enough. That was gonna say.
Yeah, they're not.
Yeah.
They're all still.
Yeah,
So
or
it doesn't
everything
give
was-
the same
Or anything moving
feel.
was projected. Right?
Yeah.
So it's not like you're actually getting a feeling of like creepy crawling.
Yeah, they weren't all moving. Like
Right.
in the room, they were all just still, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
Because if there's a still bug on the ground, I'm not gonna be like, ah. But if there's a horde of moving ones in a certain place, I'd freak out, and there was not.
Yeah.
It was just like still bugs all over the walls and everything.
Yeah, I mean, I do think that, yeah, unless, like Kailyn said, you have 100% phobia where you can't even look at a bug, like the way that I can't with danger noodles, like, don't do it. But otherwise, I think you'll be okay. If you're just
Yeah.
like, ew, bugs are gross, I don't really like them, I think you'd be fine. with
I
it.
was the most
Also-
worried for this house, and it was
Yeah,
fine.
me too.
Yeah, also, there's some, like, parts where, like, the scare actors have prosthetics on that make it look like they've been eaten alive by bugs.
Yeah.
Like, one of them, it's like trypophobia is the fear of, like, holes, and he had, like, a bunch of holes in his face,
I
Oh,
didn't
wow.
know that.
Yeah,
because it's all over TikTok.
Why?
I don't know.
I know that too.
A fear of holes?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like fear of
it's
small,
like-
tiny holes.
Like, just in general?
What, like a bunch of them together? Because
So-
it gives a very off feeling.
Like Swiss cheese?
No,
No.
no, it's
Okay.
like a bunch together.
Interesting.
It is kind of creepy.
Did you know that, Rhonda?
No, had no idea.
All
All
right.
right, moving on
So-
to another house. Which
Yes,
one?
the
I
next
actually
one-
did a lot of houses this year.
We did 8 out of 10 houses. Rhonda and I. Well, no, I did.
I
No, you
think-
did 6 out of 10. I did 8 out of
I
10.
think
did 8.
everyone did about 8 out of 10 except for Rob and Tony, I think.
I didn't care to do any houses.
Yeah.
Me neither. I just wanted to do the Weekend house and the Blum house, but I ended up doing most of them.
Well,
and
let's
I
move on.
loved them.
Let's move on to the weekend. 'Cause
No.
that's what I think we did next. Was
no,
it?
it
not?
was the.
Which one was it next?
Was the
Descendants.
Descendants of Destruction.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Oh yeah, I,
So-
think I remember that.
So what did you think of this?
I really liked it. It was really cool because. So I asked one of the team members, what's it about? And she said that it was about basically going or pre-apocalypse, and it's like
Post.
or post-apocalypse,
Yeah.
and you descend into subway tunnels and in New York, and the farther you go, the worse it gets, is
Yeah.
what she said.
Yeah, 'cause there's
And it
mutants
really
and stuff
did.
everywhere.
Yeah, and there's hungry mutants looking to feast on you. And cannibals and
Yeah.
all that.
So
and
did you
I
enjoy
thought,
this one?
yeah, I thought it was really weird and creepy, and there was a lot of like guts and stuff. But I really thought it was really cool seeing all like being in the subway basically. And honestly, what scared me most was the noises.
Yeah.
Like, cause some of them it was like either like gunshots or like just like bangs, and it was really like just scared me. I don't
Yeah.
know.
What'd you think, Kailyn?
I really liked it.
Yeah.
It was good.
Rhonda?
Yeah, I think it was aesthetically kind of cool looking
Yeah.
and stuff.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it
I'll
was.
say the attention and level to detail that they put in year after year
Yeah.
is mind blowing.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know how they do it, and we've said this a few times if we've talked about it. It's different every year. They're not recycling the same
Yeah.
thing year after year like some other places do down the street. You know, I mean, you're not getting a brand new Mickey's Not So Scary every year.
Yeah.
You know, it
Yeah.
very rarely is mixed up. And the fact that they're able to do 10 brand new houses and 5 new scare zones every single
Yeah.
year is just blows my mind. Now we did do the weekend next, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Look, I'll go right on board and just say when this first was announced, I was like, that is the weirdest thing I've ever heard. Why would you
'Cause
have this?
it's
That's
But
what I
I'm
thought.
not real familiar with the weekend. I mean, I know the weekend's music, like the super popular songs, but I don't really know
It's
much
so
about 'em
it
or-
was so random, but
Yeah.
and then I thought more about it, and all of his music videos are about killing people
Yeah.
and about I don't know. It's just because in when we were in line for, I think it was Spirits of the Coven, with me, Cassidy, Connor, Rob, Tina, and Tony. They were playing at that stage thing on the 2 TVs on the left and right by Rip Ride Rocket. They were playing 2 of the Weeknd's music videos, and it was about like killing people.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, I mean, look at the Super Bowl. So this is what people are like, what is the Weeknd house like? And I'm like, remember the Super Bowl halftime show? Put that in a house.
Yeah.
But make it R-rated in a sense.
Or just watch his music videos.
Yeah. So I'll be honest, I don't remember the plot because I was too much watching and looking for scares, but a team member came through with us and was explaining things throughout the entire time.
Oh.
Really?
And I just don't think I was paying enough attention because I was trying to focus on is something going to jump at me? Is like what's going on? But which was super cool. Yeah, I mean, so Rhonda, Kailyn, what did you guys think of this one?
It was really cool. It kind of felt like a scary concert/club.
Yeah.
I was also telling Rob, Cassie, and Connor this, but I'm pretty sure like one of the reasons he probably did it is my guess is he probably reached out to Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah.
And he probably paid for everything and more, which is what I was thinking. Like,
you think he paid to have it?
I mean,
no,
I think he got paid.
That guy made some bank from Universal.
All right.
I think it's probably the other way. That they went out to him and were like,
well,
we have an interesting collaboration. I believe he was fully involved. He was whatever, but no, I'm sure he got paid. The licensing to play his music alone in the house.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My thought process was, I mean, they've never done any sort of music before. Yeah. So I was like, why would they all of a sudden be like, hey.
You know who I wish they would have reached out to? The Foo Fighters. You didn't see it. You never watched it.
I never watched it. I still need to.
I would maybe watch that with you. They did that Studio 666 movie.
Yes, we need
recently,
to.
The horror movie right before, unfortunately, Taylor Hawkins passing. So I think that probably got a bit overshadowed.
Yeah.
Because of that, of course. But that would have been, I bet, a really, really cool one.
100%.
Did you like it, Rhonda? I mean, do you like the Weeknd's music? I mean, I think most people know his popular songs on the radio. We hear them all the time on 97.9. It was fine. Didn't love it. I thought it was underwhelming.
I thought it was overwhelming. It was probably
a lot.
My favorite
there
house.
was a lot going on.
Yeah.
Visual speaking.
Really?
Just because Blumhouse was my favorite story. Because the Blumhouse, there wasn't much to it. The black phone part. I just feel like basically it was a room with a black phone and like you get what it's about in it. I don't know how to explain it, but I think that The Weeknd, it was just so good. And also the part that I really loved was that they played music throughout the queue.
Yeah.
That was cool.
That part is cool.
Or his music, I mean. And it was so cool because like you got to see his music videos come to life and you get to see
that is super impressive. Like I would love if one time they could have a Michael Jackson Thriller house.
That'd be
so cool.
Like how cool would that be?
Oh
to
my
put
God,
right in the center of that thing, all the way from the opening when they're at the drive-in movie theater, he's eating his popcorn, and then they turn into the zombie. Like that would be so cool.
Yeah.
Let's move on to Universal Monsters: Legends Collide. This is going to feature Wolfman, Mummy, Dracula. This is classic Universal Monsters. I had a lot of fun in this one. I think this to me was the least scary. Although the Wolfman,
I think it was the most scary for me. Yeah, I didn't really like it just because I wasn't feeling the best at that point, and so there was this one part where a hand came out at me, and I think I almost threw up. Like, I'm not even joking. And then also, I don't know if it was like something hanging from the ceiling, but so there was this Dracula that like swooped his cape out to like scare people and stuff, and I think it touched my back.
Oh, so that freaked you out, I'm sure. Kailyn, Rhonda, what did y'all think? Yeah, I thought it was a lot of fun.
So I thought it was really good, but I think it had the most jump scares for me.
Yeah.
Because there was literally a part I jumped off of the air 3 times in a row. Like I did a whole like Like it had a 1, 2, 3 jump, like a whole hop off of like, and I was holding on to Cassidy's back, so I jumped like in forward, like onto her, and that happened like twice. Like I jumped again another time.
That's funny.
Like off the ground. Like
Aw.
I was not on the ground, but I mean it was cool. It was crazy. It was awesome. I loved it.
So you liked it, Rhonda?
Yeah, it was.
I didn't think it was a lot of fun.
I wasn't expecting that. Like I thought it'd just be something simple, but it was really good.
Yeah. I mean, it's like the Bride last year. You know, the Frankenstein one. That was a really good one.
Yeah.
Who did Hell Block Horror?
Me.
You did it.
Yeah.
Okay. That is
That
the
was
other
when
one
I was
that I
with
missed.
Tina, Rob, Cassidy, Connor, and Tony.
Okay, so what'd you think of this one?
So, it's basically just a demon prison.
Ooh.
It's like you experience, it's like basically you're almost like a guard at a demon prison, and they break free from their cells and
Very cool.
kill people.
Did I go through this with y'all?
No, you didn't.
No, you were at the show with us.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that it was really cool, and it was just, I don't know how to explain it. It was just really cool and like a good experience,
Awesome.
and like it was just a demon prison. That's literally all you can say about it, basically.
But then you also did Spirits of the Coven.
Yes, that one I very much liked.
You did. Okay. What was that? Because that's the one I really wanted to do, and I'm sad that I missed it.
Yeah, you would have liked it.
I would have. Okay.
I want to do that one too.
So was it very scary, or is it much more like classic kind of witches? Like.
It was pretty scary. It wasn't really classic witches, because you were in the setting of like 1920, and you, like, I'm pretty sure from what I remember, this was really late, so I don't remember that much, but
fine.
Because this was also the last house I did.
Yeah, that's right.
From what I remember, it started out as a little 1920 just walk through, basically.
Okay.
And then you get more into the witches, and there is this one part where it's like a witch is summoning something, and it's like a ritual.
Oh, cool.
And there was a cool scare actor, and she wasn't really scaring people. She was just like there, I feel like. It
Okay.
was confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you enjoyed it. You really
Yeah,
liked
I
it.
really liked
that's the
it.
one I really.
I really liked the
see.
setting and all that, but I really liked it. It was really fun. And it was funny because Cassidy actually got really scared because there was this one jump scare that she jumped like 3 feet in the air.
I'm so glad that you did the two. Like, we literally got to cover all 10 houses
Yeah.
with our
Yeah.
entire group.
So then at this point, we went home, right,
yeah,
Lace?
you
Yeah.
guys went
Y'all
back to the
left.
room. We stuck around to go ahead and check out 2 final houses.
Yep.
I'm gonna talk. Well, let's talk first about Fiesta de Chupacabras, because I'm saving the best for last. What did you think of this one?
I really like this one.
Yeah.
These two were a really, like a favorite of mine. I really like a little bit of a spoiler, but in this one they had like an actual like animal, and I think like twice or maybe 3 times that it was an animatronic, and it was really cool. And another time I think it was literally like a hand puppet of like this chupacabra, I guess.
Yeah.
But it was so cool. I really liked it. The what's it called? The atmosphere, the setting, it was all so amazing, and the chupacabra was also really cool.
Yeah.
And I mean I really enjoyed it.
Wait,
I agree
it was
completely.
real? Like the chupacabra was
you
real?
thought it was, seriously.
No,
Oh.
but
And this was actually the last house we did, the second to last house we had done, and we had talked to our friend Chris,
One of the
who
best.
bartends over at Bar Riva, and he had said, I remember he goes, Dead Man's Pier, Winter's Wake. He just goes, it's beautiful. I'm like, okay, we're going to Halloween Horror Nights.
And I didn't get to see it. I'm very sad.
Me too.
This, I was in absolute awe.
it was incredible.
Like, I just remember gasping throughout the. I don't even. Was it scary? I don't
You
even
talked
remember
to
it
a
being
lot
scary.
of them.
Like, did I? I just remember looking around, and
It was beautiful.
massive.
Oh, it really was.
Like, I remember looking.
I don't
up
know
at
how
these
they had
giant
so much.
ceilings and set pieces. I mean, I felt like I walked into. I guess I'm gonna say Pirates of the Caribbean. You know,
Yeah.
like Dead Man Tell No Tales style thing. This was. Chris was right. This was gorgeous.
Yeah, I mean, literally, when you walked in, it was like a whole like Like it looked like Luca. Like there was a mermaid statue in the middle with houses all around and a lighthouse, and it was incredible. And even later in a different scene, you could look and see over. There was still the lighthouse, and it wasn't like any sort of like the backside of it, or like it was so cool.
It was so good.
And I mean the inside parts, like the actors were incredible. There was one that literally like swooped. It was crazy. There was this one in a helmet with crazy lights in it, I think.
Yeah.
And another one that literally just stared at me. He wasn't even like jumping, because sometimes what they'll do is if you stare at them, they'll like stare at you, but then they jump at you and you get scared. Yeah. This guy, I walked, and the whole time I was walking, me and him were having like a whole staring contest, and he just stared at me.
Love that.
It was awesome. The whole thing was beautiful. It was immersing, because it was honestly a little bit chilly in there, I think.
Yeah.
And even in some of the mist parts, I got a little like spray, like wet, like, you know.
Oh, it was so good.
Was awesome.
I just the level of detail and all I can't get over. And I ended up, I think, did 8 houses. I think 4 of them I went through on the wheelchair, and I think 4 of them I just kind of sucked it up and hobbled through.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, because it was just so hard to navigate with that wheelchair.
Yeah.
And especially if you're not used to it, you know, and depending on if you need an ECV every visit or in your regular life, or like me, who once a year I end up needing one when this creeps up, I'm not versed and used to using that wheelchair and manually getting through. So I found that part hard, but I was able to make do. We accomplished a lot. I mean, we covered all 10 houses. We went through all the scare zones. We ate some food. We saw the show. Last year, if you go back and listen to an episode 3 or 4 years ago, I adamantly said I would never do Halloween Horror Nights. I had no interest in it. I had a blast last year. I had even more fun this year. Like, we have friends that live in the Orlando area that buy the frequent fear pass and those things, and they go like every night they can. And I'm like, I don't understand that. I understand that now. Like, I already, if it weren't for the price, if right now somebody was like, hey, we'll give you 4 tickets for you guys to go back, I'd be like, just tell me what day, I will be there.
I know.
And do you feel, now I feel that we accomplished almost everything in one night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But did you guys feel rushed? Do you think this is something where...
Not really.
Honestly, not
even really. Do you think this
really.
would take multiple nights, though? Would you recommend multiple nights where maybe you can chill a little bit more? So let's just say you were able... Whether you're a local, you're semi-local like us, or you're coming down for a week, would you recommend 2 nights of this if it's within your budget so that you can relax a little bit more and still experience everything over the course of multiple nights?
If you can, I think you should.
Okay.
If you can or don't want to, I think you could still possibly do enough. See, it's one of those things where I'm not even sure if you could do everything.
I mean, Rob did.
Yeah, but he didn't see the show.
Well,
that's the thing.
He didn't see the show.
He didn't see the
but
show.
He had the Express Pass.
Yep.
I do think... So
if you have the
Pass was
Express
half
Pass...
and half for us, right? Like the first half of the night, I didn't feel Express Pass was needed.
Yeah, but then towards the end, 100%.
Yeah. So that's something to think about, and that's where I think you could almost take it over 2 nights. Like, it'd be neat to go 2 nights and say, all right, first half of the night, each night we're focusing on houses, 5 and 5 each night. Second half of the night, we're going to focus on the shows, the scare zones, food, drink, all that type of stuff. Mm-hmm. Because I would go back in a heartbeat.
Me too.
This year.
Yeah.
To do those 2 extra houses.
Oh, yeah. And redo that. I would do Halloween again and again.
Oh, 100%.
I want to do that again.
And again.
Or I want to do a Halloween and actually see.
So we're always going to have our free premiere pass.
Mm-hmm.
I would be interested if maybe next year we do a second night, maybe into October, especially when it is cooler. And we had a great, again, we got lucky with the weather.
Weather was
got a little bit
phenomenal.
Wet, but that was about it. Barely.
Yeah.
Highly recommend. I went to I got them from CVS. Got some disposable ponchos for like $3 each. I certainly recommend having those as opposed to spending the money on the Universal ones or anything else where you don't want to just throw them in the garbage. I threw this thing right in the garbage when I was done. I still got another one in my bag.
Yeah.
So I mean, as we said before, based on your children, their ages, more their personality, their maturity, as Kailyn said.
Yep.
I think it's dependent on whether you take them or not. We will get the report of a 7-year-old here in a couple of weeks. So I'm interested to see how Zoe does at it. But had such a good time. Girls, thank you so much for joining us on this.
Of course.
Thank you.
I do think it was important to get your guys' opinion, you
Absolutely.
know, being teenagers and what you
Yeah.
think of it, especially Lacie being, you know, a little bit more scared last year, but just being a boss this year because you killed it. Was super, super duper proud of you. Guys, thank you so much for listening. Out on all the social media channels at Main ST Magic and in our Main Street Magic community on Facebook. We would love to hear your thoughts, whether you've done this, whether you're looking to do it, whether you think like me, you would never ever do this, and you might be pleasantly surprised at how much fun you have. Go ahead and let us know out there. While you're out there, if you hit that subscribe button, you're going to get those brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. And of course, maybe collectively, all the girls can help. We would love if you could leave us a rating and review.
Because
Because
it'll
it
help
helps
our
our
show
show
grow.
Well done. And that's all we've got. So we'll see you real soon.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts. Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.